attended a couple of meetings, saw some demos. She demonstrated some of the products on me. I decided that that was a better option than trying to dust off the old resume. I thought, let's do something different, something new, go in a different direction. Maybe this is a sign that this is the time for it. And to be honest with you, I have not looked back. I sleep better because I use the sleep system. The Kenko seat is very, very good whenever I get a backache, because when I was a lot younger, and back then I was 12 feet tall and bulletproof, I fell on my back a couple of times on concrete and didn't think too much about it, but years later it comes back to haunt you. So if I feel that a spasm is coming on, I sit on the Kenko seat for about 45 minutes, the problem's gone. No pills, no doctors, nothing, not even a chiropractor. So I'm very convinced that these technologies do make an impact, and it's not just on me, but in quite a few of the people that I've been in touch with since I joined NIKKEN, made a huge difference in their own lives and those of their families. So I'm very happy to be on board.
And my name is Vicki Rosenkrantz, and from the time I was probably about 4, I've been introduced to natural health, so I was very well aware of what it could do, but I wasn't quite tuned into magnetics. I was intrigued by it. I really liked it. It was an earth energy which I really enjoyed studying, but to see how it could work on the human body was a totally different aspect that I never really focused on. And I too had been a traffic reporter in corporate America from the time I was 18 years old. I still do it part-time, but I was doing it full-time, and everything started getting downsized. So there was that little voice in me saying, Vicki, you need to start looking somewhere else. Things aren't looking good. You know, there's markets all over the city or all over the country that are collapsing in. They went from 80 hubs to 13. So that was kind of like my writing on the wall. It was time to be looking for something else to do. And about the same time, of course, my husband, he has a lot of hip problems. And someone was kind enough to lend me their back flex, or a back magnet, and he looked at that and he said, what do you want me to do with this thing? So he put it on his hip and made a profound difference within a couple of hours. So that was really step one, and then we saw that there was a business aspect. So now I got to combine the holistic arts, I got to combine the magnetics, which I really like, because that's a renewable technology, which is what I was interested in, and then add the fact that my husband now had his pain gone, and then we added a magnetic bed. Now he can actually sleep, and this is really a good thing, because every time I'd move, you could tell he was waking up. So finally, you know, we have this peace in the family where we're both kind of sleeping now. So that's been a huge positive for me. We've learned a lot about magnetics, and we've seen some profound differences in some of our friends with where magnetics can go. We've seen actually wounds seal within 11 days. The doctors have been working on for months. So, I mean, that really got us motivated to wanting to share that with a lot of different people. And that's really kind of my overview.
I'm John St. John. For about 36 years before I became introduced to NIKKEN from Pat Truex, I had spent my life destroying my health trying to accumulate my wealth as a home builder. In fact, I had so many issues that we just don't have time to talk about them, but they were all mentioned tonight, and I had almost all of those things. Within 11 months after we changed our home into a concept called the wellness home, it's a concept that's proprietary to NIKKEN, kind of like putting a plant in a greenhouse, you put a human in an environment that it thrives, all my issues were no longer issues. And the biggest thing is, we have a son who's here tonight, who for 31 years of his life had a very, very difficult time. Damage at birth with cerebral palsy, which, as we all know, is not a disease, it's just a damage to the central nervous system. But in the same time frame that my body was changing, his did. And he went from a person that had a very challenging life to a person that now has a hope and a future, about to be married, and having for a family that is wonderful. Can you imagine what that's worth to a family? So no longer the challenges that were dragging me down a challenge. And for Matthew, he has a hope and a future. More importantly than that, as I've realized here recently, a lot of people in our profession and the world are afraid of being downsized. They're looking for another solution. What am I going to do? Well, I was trying to let myself go from because I own my business, or multiple businesses, because I said, well, I can't do this anymore because I just could not function. Well, when I realized I could function, I said, well, there's an opportunity here to share this with the world. So I'm retiring from my businesses this year and spending the rest of my life trying to make a difference in the lives of other humans, and that's a battery charge.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Suzanne?
Yes.
You're one of those experts. Where's that pair of necks that you had, Rosie? Okay. Who hasn't seen or had the kinesiology test with this little product yet? It's very simple. Who has not done that yet? Okay, could you come up? And
Yeah, will you do this one?
sure. There you go.
Do me a favor, just stand on those. You probably felt some big boost of energy or something shoot through your body. And those are flat, correct? Yeah, so there's not any orthotic value or anything like that. Would you mind doing me a favor? Put your hands together just like this and kind of hold your back straight, and I'm just going to gently push down here. And just kind of see where I'm pushing, and I'm pushing pretty hard, right?
Right.
Okay, and that's kind of the way the body's balanced right this minute. Now step off of those. Okay, and I'm going to attempt to do the exact same thing. I'm just going to gently push down here. And tell me if you... Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. Oh, let's do that again.
Sure.
What happened? I kind of knocked you off your balance, didn't I? Okay, now we just pushed.
Yeah, you got me on it.
I didn't push very hard. Well, let's do that one more time. Okay, all right. Now you ready?
I'm ready this
Okay, now you hold your back straight. You're ready. We'll just gently push. I'll just do one hand now.
No,
You guys have really got to stop blowing at you today.
I want to try it again.
Oh, you're trying that again, yeah. Okay, so we'll do this again. Here's what we did before.
I'm impressed.
All right.
How many people do you know could use that kind of balance increase?
Yeah, I mean, well, I work with them every day at my job, Copperfield Estates,
Oh, really?
independent retirement.
Hey, I was just going to say,
So, yeah.
elderly.
Exactly.
Well, you know, sometimes for the elderly, just getting out of a chair and being able to go to the bathroom unassisted is huge, isn't it? So they just have independence. What if you could prevent maybe a fall?
Yeah, that's the goal.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
All right.
All right. Well, you saw the benefit right here on that product because we were able to do a kinesiology and how does the body react to the technology that's in that. And some people go, how's that work? I said, well, it's kind of like the same, only thing is the opposite. But if you stick your finger in the plug over here, would you just feel it in your finger or would it go throughout the body?
Whole body.
It'll be all like really big, right? It's the same thing that happens when you step on these technologies. It goes immediately throughout the body. And it's like that, okay? But it's very significant. And if you want to see the video will be like, whoa. And it's just amazing, it's mind-blowing, okay? About what these technologies can actually do. Now that little kinesiology test, if you took all of our technologies, everything I just said, is as impressive as what you just felt. Okay? And if you hadn't felt that before, you go, well, it can't be that impressive. Was it impressive?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I go, whoa! Especially when people have a really major issue and that issue just starts disappearing. They go, there's no way. You know how many years I've been working on this? Right, Seal? Right? Right. I mean, when you think there's no possible way that could be anything better than what you've already been doing. Right, John?
Right.
And then suddenly you experience these technologies, you go, there's absolutely no way. And you would be thinking, if you experienced it, you guys, $1 billion, you guys should be mega billion trillion dollar company. Well, that's our objective right now. You know, right now is the best I've ever seen in the market. And the market means the populace is being pushed toward us. I wish it was for the right reasons, but it's all for the wrong reasons. Getting laid off, that's not a right reason. But being laid off is the same thing that's actually helping people push toward us, say, hey, I'm looking for something. Rising healthcare costs, wrong reason. But because of that, they're getting pushed toward us to say, hey, we got to have some kind of solution here. And we have the solution. NIKKEN is right now